Streets is an ambitious, remarkable 18-month training program here in Hoi An, Vietnam for terribly disadvantaged young people. We provide supervised housing, medical care, food, and all the necessities that go with daily life that most of these kids have never known in their entire life.
That's oyster? Yes. Who can read the sentence? Okay.
During the 18 months, they attend classes 6 days a week in English language.
Scholars are very expensive to buy.
Training in hospitality.
I would like mango chicken salad.
Mango chicken salad fast starter.
Yes.
In addition to training in culinary and cooking and life skills.
Have a good day.
And also apprentice in the Streets restaurant.
New order, sir. 2 coconut ice cream, 1 creme flan and 1 bread pudding.
Can you make 1 ice cream, 1 ice cream, 2 creme flan, 1 creme flan with no sauce?
Too hot? It's good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's nice to have you guys. Thank you. At the end of the 18 months, in conjunction with the Institute of Culinary Education in New York, they all receive an international certificate, much as the same as if they had gone to culinary school in New York or London or Melbourne or Tokyo.
The trainees are actually taking guests to the local market and showing them all the exotic fruits and vegetables, the fish stalls.
Welcome to our market tour today. When you come to our market tour, we will take the guests to Gangnam Market at the Tiger Temple.
They get to find out what life is like in Vietnam, growing up here, what life is like at Streets.
But the real story of Streets is the story of terribly poor and disadvantaged young people, and now come to our program, and now working at the best hotels.
Before I come to Street, I live here, and I live here for 5 years.
Nam's a great kid. He's from a local orphanage, and when he first came to us for his interview, he could barely look you in the eye. A very downcast, shy, almost like withdrawn into himself.
Before I come to Street, I usually stay here, and that is my bed, and the boys, and they are like my brother.
18 months later, he's like a different boy. He's able to look you in the eye, offer a firm handshake. He's gotten a job at one of the best resorts here.
I was a bit short on stuff, so I went to Street to have a chat with Miss Wook, and she recommended me Mr. Nam. He was a very clever boy. He has the characteristics and the enthusiasm to work in the kitchen. If he keeps on his progress, he will make it very far.
One of the questions that I get asked the most, how do you find the kids for the program?
Kids who have been trafficked and sold in their early days and rescued. Kids from the most dire, poor, rice-growing subsistence villages in the backwards of Vietnam.
Because we get 100, sometimes more, applications for every single class. And we have to narrow it down, and we can only interview about 40 of them. We can then only select between 15 and 20 based on our available space. I always tell them that that's the most difficult part of this whole process.
I want to introduce my grandmother and my mother, my grandfather, my stepfather, and my uncles here.
Sun comes from a poor rural village. Her mother, after remarrying, deserted her.
And that's when the grandparents take care of her.
Chúng vừa có gặp với thằng anh đó là cũng bọn đi chùa đó.
She passed the university college in Huế, but the grandparents, they are too old and they can't afford her to go to school.
I didn't have a chance to go to the college, so I applied for a job at a company. The company makes shoes.
This bright, bright young girl ended up working in a factory. Low wages, long hours, with really no future. After Sun graduated, she stayed here locally and has gotten an apartment with some of her friends. She's actually working with us for a couple months, helping us through the high season, where right now we're so busy at the restaurant, we're turning guests away every night. Over the next couple months, she'll also be going on to get a job at one of the better resorts in the area. They want to hire her, of course.
Already 2 classes have graduated from Streets, all of whom are working at the best 5-star hotels in the area.
They have no other opportunities. They don't have anything else like Streets where they're going to be able to get out of the cycle of poverty that they're in. And it's difficult.
We transform the lives of these young people in a short period in such a remarkable way that the call is to do even more.
We need more programs like this so that we can say yes more times than we can say no.
And now it's time to really consider these possibilities in a very real way so that we can reach out and help even more kids who don't know lives of dignity like we know, that don't have choices in their lives, but they deserve it. They deserve it the same way we do. So please, don't just be touched by this. Help us to grow and develop Streets.